Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 4th Annual Teacher of the Year Session. Am I too loud back there? Because I did not want to use the microphone, and I am being made to use the microphone. Okay. Good deal. I want to welcome everybody to, obviously, this evening. Thank you for coming, all the family members, and looks like extra teachers, administrators. Thank you guys for coming this evening. So at this time, we're going to talk about the fabulous 6 people that are in this room today, and then find out who is our Teacher of the Year for the district. The finalists you will hear about this evening represent all 6 sites. We are so blessed to have such passionate and inspirational candidates. It was a very complex process. They will tell you they had to do 5 essays. Those 5 essays are similar to the ones that the Oklahoma State Teacher of the Year uses. So we want them to have those resources because one of these people are going to be the top 10 next 2 years because they're always behind at the state. And they also had to do an interview in front of their peers, about 20-something PD team. And they all did very well with that. I'm sorry I didn't make it that time. And also they had all these ZTV people came and interrupted their classroom and videoed them while they were teaching with about 25 to 30 kids. That was pretty good too. So at this time, what I'm going to do is I will introduce each one of you, and you will, I'm just going to tell where you teach at, what you do. We're going to watch a video, and then you're going to come up here and I'm going to brag about you for a little bit, okay? So first, we're going to talk about Miss Leah Johnson. Leah is the Site Teacher of the Year for Claremore High School, where she teaches digital video editing and leads the Honors ZTV production class. And you'll see that she has people here. She has a headset right there. She's still working, even though she's sitting right here.
My name is Leah Johnson. This is my 4th year teaching, and 4 of my years have been right here at Claremore High School. When I found out I was being named Teacher of the Year here at Claremore High School, I was very surprised. Very honored as well, because I've only been teaching for 4 years, and I just love working here, and so to be recognized by my peers in that way was such a huge honor.
Ms. Johnson brings what we expect from all of our teachers to the high school. She expects excellence from her students. She expects them to persevere, collaboratively work together, think outside of the box, get outside of their comfort zones, and she just brings that level of rigor for her kids to a whole nother level.
Some of the most rewarding moments in my teaching career have been where students have bought their own cameras, and they're not necessarily in my class anymore, but they come by to show me the pictures they've taken or the videos that they've shot. And also the students that I've had that have graduated out of the program that have now gone off to either careers in media, they're freelancing, doing it on the side, or they're going to college for it. Seeing the work that they're doing out in the real world that I now get to be a part of and get to watch as a viewer instead of just their teacher has been very rewarding.
So Ms. Johnson brings Claremore High School to Claremore, whether it's football games, basketball games, graduation, lip dub, you name it. Everything that our community gets to see about Claremore High School is because of Ms. Johnson and her kids.
I would say, looking back on my teaching journey, one thing that I've definitely learned is you have to be super flexible. There's always things changing, stuff shifting throughout the day as it goes on, and all students learn differently. So being able to adapt to that on the fly has been a huge skill. One thing I'm incredibly thankful for is all of the people that have helped me be a better teacher, because teaching was not on my radar. And so being on this side of things as an educator now is so much more meaningful to me, because I became interested in media at the high school level at a very similar program where I went to high school. So being on this side of things and being able to show students the media around them and how it's made has been so incredibly meaningful, and I love being on this side of it. It feels very full circle.
As Ms. Johnson's journey into education began with a camera in her hand and a love for visual storytelling, a high school video production class, as you just alluded to, sparked her passion for media, which continued to grow throughout her career as a university, say this real fast, videographer and photographer. However, it was her time mentoring college students that revealed her true passion, working with students every day in the classroom. That desire to make a real daily difference brought her to Claremore High School, where she is now in her 4th year of teaching. Through ZTV, Mrs. Johnson students don't just learn video editing, they become content creators, problem solvers, and school ambassadors. From live streaming athletic games and arts performances to broadcasting a graduation and pep rallies, her students get real-world experience in digital production while creating meaningful connections within their school community. Her teaching philosophy embodies the belief that mistakes are often the most powerful tools. She encourages her students to take risks, make errors, and reflect. This is so funny. One of her favorite strategies is to gently let students forget a piece of equipment only to have them rush back in a panic. She says they're never going to forget that again. These minor setbacks are she says that with a smile too. These minor setbacks are turned into big lessons in resilience, preparation, and growth. Outside the classroom, Ms. Johnson is also a familiar face at school events behind the camera, capturing moments that connect students, families, and the Claremore community. Through her innovative creative instruction, industry expertise, and passion for helping students find their voice, Leah Johnson is shaping not just future media professionals, but confident, capable young adults. Miss Leah Johnson. When you're finished, you have to go take pictures with Mr. Frazier and your administrator. Our next person is Miss Jennifer Melton. She is the Site Teacher of the Year for Rusa Elementary, where she serves as a dedicated special ed teacher. Bless you.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Melton. I have taught 25 years of education, 20 with Claremore Public Schools, 3 with Q, 1 with Claremont, 3 with the junior high, and 13 with Rusa. I was very honored, very humble. There are a lot of good teachers in this building that deserve this just as much as I do. I feel that being nominated, they don't really see what goes on behind the scenes inside of a special education classroom. And so just to have that nomination, to see that they see me as an excellent teacher or that I'm doing a good job, it's very honorable and humbling for me.
I think the best way to describe Jennifer Melton is team player. She is one of those educators that she works with students in multiple different grade levels. And so because of that, Jennifer is working with all different types of students and all different types of teachers in my building. So teammate and team player is probably the best way to describe her, because she has a gift of working with different people with different personalities, all for the good of the student.
It's helped me to grow as a teacher, to know that all the kids don't learn the same. They all have different backgrounds. They all learn in a different way, but just being consistent, following a routine, and loving them, they're going to get to where they need to be. Just coming through these doors is like a family. I mean, you can automatically just feel the culture. Everybody is here for the students. Everybody is here to help you work with each student and to do what's best for each one of those kiddos in our building. We're all close. We're all together. We do things outside of school also, not just within our buildings of Rusa. To be recognized for just the hard work that goes into special education, the things that they don't see behind the scenes, the days that we don't get lunches, the days we don't get plans, that we're just here and we're doing what's best for the kids. So it is truly an honor, and I am very humbled by my peers.
So there's some heartfelt stories in some of these teachers' bios that I told her, if I just hit me, it's okay. We'll get through this. Miss Melton's story begins with a challenge and a promise to be the teacher she once needed. As a young student, she struggled academically and emotionally, often freezing in fear when asked to read aloud. But the real turning point came in 5th grade when a teacher publicly humiliated her, telling her she would never amount to anything. That painful moment became a defining one, not because it broke her, because it planted a seed of purpose. Determined to become the educator she never had, Mrs. Melton brings a deeply compassionate and empowering approach to her classroom. She believes that every child has the ability to succeed, especially when given high expectations, consistency, and a safe environment in which to fail forward and grow. Her classroom is one where students are supported and seen. Some of her proudest memories come from students who entered her classroom unable to recognize a single letter of the alphabet or say their own names. With patience and persistence, she has helped them develop not only literacy skills, but a new sense of confidence and identity. These transformations are at the heart of her mission to help every child believe in their potential. She is also committed to lifelong learning. She regularly attends professional development and invests in strategies that allow to support her students better. She believes that taking care of herself, pursuing her professional growth, enables her to be better for others. A lifelong Claremore resident, you're a zebra?
No, actually I'm an eagle, but my dad was a zebra.
Okay. She's equally committed to her community. She believes that when one person steps up, it can create a ripple of effect of change. Through her strength, her story, and her unwavering belief in her students, Mrs. Melton is shaping lives at Rusa and far behind. Mrs. Jennifer Melton. All right, Mrs. Melissa Newberry, you're next. Melissa is the Site Teacher of the Year for Will Rogers Junior High, where she teaches science and empowers students to lead with curiosity and confidence.
My name is Melissa Newberry. I have been teaching for 7 years, but I was a school counselor before that, so I've been in education for 19 years. And all 7 of my teaching years, though, have been at the junior high. It was really humbling. The people that I work with work really hard, and so for them to acknowledge things about you that you're like, am I doing enough? It's just a really humbling experience.
I just think that she is extraordinary, and we are so lucky to have her. She is loyal, sometimes to a fault. She has a love for these children and just always wants them to get better. She's always looking at data and always looking at ways to improve, and we're just very, very lucky to have her.
I feel like the connections, I really don't always see them until they come back and see me. And when they come back and see me and say they miss me, or they say, you know, like, I'm so thankful I had you, or things like that. But I want them to enjoy their experience, and I want them to get something out of our time together.
I was just making my rounds one day last year, and I went into her room, and she's sitting inside of a trash bag. And I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, I'm teaching about air pressure, come here. And so she had a vacuum, and I vacuumed out all the air, and she's sitting in this trash bag with no air in it, and she's teaching the entire time I was doing that.
I hope that they take from this classroom that I was happy to see them every day, and that even on their bad days we got to start over, and that it's okay to not know the answer. We focus a lot on questions in here and asking questions, and I'm pretty open with them about when I don't know something, and so I hope that they will take that and know that it's okay to not know, but it's also important then to go find the answer. And so hopefully they take that into every class, not just science, but all of them.
Is there a video of that with Mary doing that in the chat?
I don't think so. I think we cut that out.
Okay. Melissa Newberry's journey into education didn't begin in the classroom. It started in the counseling office. She initially pursued a career in school counseling to make a wide-reaching impact. But over time, she realized her heart was in the day-to-day interactions and the moments that only come from being fully present with students. 8 years ago, she took the leap into the classroom, and she's never looked back. She describes teaching as stepping onto a stage. That looked like a pretty good actress. You were doing a good job. With every lesson, she aims to capture a student's attention and invite them into a world of discovery, whether it's through an engaging science demonstration or a classroom discussion that sparks unexpected insight. Her goal is to turn science into something tangible and relevant. What makes Melissa exceptional is not just her passion for her subject, but her deep commitment to adapting for her students. She doesn't believe in a one-size-fits-all teaching. Me either. Instead, she tailors her lessons, adjusts in real time, and looks for sparks in each student's eyes that tells her they're truly engaged. Melissa also serves as a mentor, both formally through interns and new teachers, and informally by simply being the person they know they can turn to for encouragement or a fresh perspective. There's your counseling right there. She believes the best ideas come from, it's okay. The best ideas come from collaboration and isn't afraid to try something new if it might help a student grow. Beyond school walls, Melissa serves her community in quiet but powerful ways. Melissa leads with her heart. Her actions, both in and out of the classroom, model what it means to lead with empathy, consistency, and care. Miss Melissa Newberry. Okay, Miss Lisa Toops. Lisa Toops is Site Teacher of the Year for Catalea, where she teaches 4th grade math and inspires students to think critically, problem solve, and believe in themselves.
Hi, I'm Lisa Toops, and I have been at Claremore for, this is my 12th year, and I taught again before it in 10 years. So I have taught 22 years total. I feel very blessed. I feel very, very blessed to work here. I've only worked at 2 schools in my whole career. I didn't start until I was in my 40s. So I felt like I was, in some ways, I've already been a parent and more mature in some ways.
When I think of her, I think of humor, I think of laughter. Her classroom is always a positive place. She not only works, she's a math teacher, but she also works really well on finding out where students are and having them grow and learning how to work together, which is very important.
I don't want to just have them sit down, do paperwork, and just do math. So I have a lot of different manipulative games. I mean, Yahtzee, oh my gosh, Yahtzee, you think about it. You play, we do with multiplication. I try to get them to where they enjoy just not having paper and pencil.
With math, she always tries to make it a real world, real life experience. And I know that with measurement, she'll take the kids around the building and she's measuring other things in the building, not just sitting in the classroom and just working on a piece of paper. She makes it come alive and makes them realize that math's important.
I am on the downside of like retirement, and I'm excited about that, but I could retire, but I'm not, because I still enjoy what I'm doing. No matter what profession I am, I still feel like I work at growing and become a better human and better person. Even though I got Teacher of the Year and it did mean so much to me, it's going to help me through life and just continue to be the best I can be.
When you're over here.
Right here?
Yeah, right
Really
there.
close to you?
Oh, sure. Whatever you want to do. Yeah. Lisa's journey as an educator began with the encouragement of a single teacher, Mrs. Teachman. How ironic. Whose classroom sparked a love of learning that would shape her life. Today, Lisa is creating that same spark for the students at Catalea Elementary. She describes teaching as an intricate dance of passion, commitment, and connections. And it's easy to see how those values shine through in everything she does. For Lisa, teaching is just about math lessons. It's about equipping students with the mindset and skills to solve real-world problems. Her classroom is a space where curiosity is nurtured, mistakes are welcomed, and growth is celebrated. She believes that teaching is a calling, a profound opportunity to shape minds and touch lives, and her work is a daily reflection of that calling. Lisa's a passionate believer in lifelong learning, whether she's attending workshops, exploring new instructional strategies, or collaborating with colleagues. She continually refines her practice to meet the diverse and evolving needs of students. Her commitment to professional growth elevates her own teaching and strengthens her entire community. Beyond the classroom, Lisa finds ways to serve quietly. She understands that her role as an educator doesn't stop at the school doors. Her community involvement enhances her perspective and enriches the support she gives her students. What matters most to Lisa are the moments, those aha breakthroughs, when a student realizes what they're capable of. Many of her former students have gone on to pursue higher ed and fulfilling careers. Hearing their success stories, Lisa says, it's the greatest reward. Lisa Toops is just Not just preparing students for the next grade, she's preparing them to lead, innovate, and believe in themselves. She is a teacher, a mentor, and a model of purpose-driven education. Miss Lisa Toops. Okay, Miss Hope Vinson. Miss Hope Vinson is the Site Teacher of the Year for West Side Elementary, where she serves as a school reading specialist and a steady source of strength and inspiration for students and staff alike.
Hello, my name is Hope Vinson. I've been teaching for 26 years and I've been with Claremore Public Schools for 17 years. Of those 17 years, I've been at Westside Elementary. I am part of an esteemed zeal of educational professionals who champion the complexities of teaching, which creates a sense of pride and fulfillment.
Ms. Vincent collaborates with all of our staff. Again, she's an integral part of our team there at Westside Elementary School, not only in RTI, not only in WIN, but also as a guiding coalition member. She works closely with each and every one of our staff members. She targets and tracks literacy growth in all of our students. And so she's working on a daily basis with each and every one of our teachers to ensure that that growth is happening, and if not, working with them to find strategies that will help them grow every day.
I enjoy finding the deficits in reading skills and homing in on those skills. I start broad and I keep narrowing it down until I find the exact deficit. And then as I target skills with a student, seeing the growth is what continues to inspire me and encourage me that I have identified the correct deficit and we're on the avenue for success. I have had to learn to inspire students so that they can think critically about themselves, the world around them, and create an interest and an investment in their own future. Years ago, I had a student who was having behavioral issues. One morning, I left a note of encouragement on his desk, and I saw him read the note and nod his head yes, and he placed the note in his pencil box. Throughout the year, he continued to read the note. That is when I learned the impact of encouragement on our students. I have such high admiration for the teachers at Westside Elementary, and I am truly in awe of them. To receive the Teacher of the Year nomination means the world to me, and that my colleagues recognize my devotion to education, to my students, and to my profession.
You're so serious. You have such a great sense of humor.
I know.
Hope's path into education began with a defining moment from her childhood. Marching beside her mother in support of the Equal Rights Amendment. Though she was young at the time, that experience sparked in her lasting commitment to advocacy and equity. Today, that same passion shapes her work as an educator who champions student growth and professional collaboration. With more than 2 decades in education, Hope has dedicated her career to helping students unlock the power of literacy. She works with intention to tailor instruction for each student's unique needs. Her classroom is a space where struggling readers become confident learners and where mistakes are seen as stepping stones, not setbacks. Hope is also a strong supporter of her fellow educators. She brings the boots on the ground mindset to her team, sharing the latest strategies, lightening workloads, and helping navigate policy changes. Whether she's offering advice, leading interventions, or simply being a dependable presence, she's known for lifting others up. I agree. Her belief that effective teaching involves both academic and emotional support drives every part of her work. Students in her care don't just leave with stronger reading skills, they leave with a renewed belief in themselves. Outside of her role at Westside, Hope continues her legacy of service by building bridges between education and the community. Her advocacy ensures that students are supported in ways that go way beyond the classroom. Hope Vinson teaches with heart, leads with wisdom, and remains a quiet but steady force for change at Westside Elementary. Hope Vinson. Mrs. Kimberly Ward. She is the Site Teacher of the Year for Claremont Elementary, where she teaches first grade, bless you, and brings both heart and expertise to one of the most formative years in a child's education.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Ward, and this is my 21st year teaching my 20th year at Claremont Elementary. There's so many deserving teachers that could have been picked for this honor. I just feel like honored and proud of myself because I do work hard. I love my job. I put my whole heart into it. So to have that recognized by my colleagues is just awesome.
She builds such genuine, strong relationships with her students, and oftentimes they will return back, and you can just see that bond was created. And when you're one of hers, then you're always one of hers, and she just carries that out all through a lifetime.
This year I actually had one student at the beginning of the year. I had her 9 years ago in second grade, and at the beginning of the year she came back, drove 5 hours, brought me flowers just to say thank you. She had moved from Columbia to Claremore, did not speak any English, and I don't remember giving her like any extra time or any attention. She was just one of us. I think back and I think over the last 9 years, would all of my students say that? And going forward, I want all of my students to say that. So reflecting on her coming, it was kind of a big deal for me, and it might change the way that I go forward. Like, I want all my kids to say that, always.
She is that individual that when you shine, I shine. And I love that quality about her because she is always so willing to just offer up what she has. And if it is something really cool that she's come up with, then she's ready to share with open arms.
I really hope that my students feel safe and loved. That's the number one for me. I want them to know that when they come here and they spend time with me, that I want them taken care of. If they're hungry, I want them to have food. If they need a hairbrush, we're going to get a hairbrush, whatever the need is. But also I want them to leave with a love for learning. Like, I want them to want to read and to want to do math and just the fun side of learning, not just where it's tasking, because we do have that part also. So I just want them to leave with a love for learning.
A single parent who turned to education after the loss of her husband. Watching her mother persevere and transform her own future through teaching left a lasting impact on Kimberly, who knew early on that she wanted to follow the same path. She describes teaching as a way to ignite imagination, inspire hope, and instill a love of learning. I love that. Principles that guide her every day in the classroom. Her space is more than a room for instruction. It's a safe haven where creativity flourishes and the young learners are encouraged to express themselves freely. From hands-on learning to joyful exploration, Mrs. Ward creates a nurturing environment where children thrive both academically and emotionally. Understanding the foundational role of reading in a child's future, Mrs. Ward has committed herself to mastering the science of reading. She utilizes methods like Great Expectation and letters training to meet each student exactly where they are. Her proactive approach ensures her students not only learn to read, but they learn to love to read. Her influence extends far beyond classroom walls. She is always pouring into the lives of those around her. Her dedication to service reflects her belief in building lasting relationships and empowering others. The impact of Mrs. Ward's teaching is most evident in the stories she carries. You mentioned one there. Like the young immigrant learning to find her voice in a new country, or the struggling fifth grader who finally found his place. These moments speak to her greatest strength, seeing every child's potential and helping them believe in it too. Ms. Kimberly Ward. Well, I think you've gotten to know a little bit about all 6 of our candidates today. At this time, I want to introduce Ms. Shanna O'Shields. She is our Executive Director of Claremore Public School Foundation. She has some good news.
Yes. I will make this short and sweet. The best part of my job is giving away money, so all the fundraising, this makes it totally worth it. Each site teacher is going to be getting a $100 grant this grant is this is teacher focused, so we want you to spend this money just on you for your classroom, but really just for you. And the district teacher of the year is receiving a $500 check. So that's the good news I'm sharing today, and I'm just going to say congratulations, every one of you are deserving, and even the teachers that are not on the list that are in the room, y'all are awesome, and we are so blessed to have you. Thank you.
And now I want to introduce our superintendent, Mr. Brian Frazier.
Thank you, Ms. Nitz. A couple of things. First of all, those are 6 amazing teachers, yes? Yeah. Absolutely. So it's kind of funny. Everybody knows I like to talk, and I spend a lot of time talking, so I'm going to try not to do that because I know you want to know who the winner is, and we'll get right to it. But so there are a few things that I have to do. However, let me say this. In each one of the bios, and I literally wrote down some notes, and I'm just going to throw out some stuff that I guarantee you've already heard, which tells me the decisions that were made for the top teachers in Claremore Public Schools were made correctly. Absolutely amazing teachers. Before we do that, let me do this. Families, I want to say this. Thank you. Thank you for allowing us to have your relative, your mother, your sister, your aunt, because here's the reality. There's sacrifices that are made. Teachers make sacrifices, and many, many times, folks, it's our families that sacrifice. That's reality. And so thank you for allowing us to have them so that they can pour into the lives that you heard of and what they do. So thank you for that. That's very important. All right? So give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you, families. So a couple of things. First of all, this was kind of funny. Everybody got a big check out there. So let me tell you about that big check. It's not real. And that's the first thing. I want to make that really clear to everybody. Second thing, well, I did have one try to take it, by the way, Miss Toops. But anyway, won't say any names. But here's the deal. What we decided many, many years ago is that we're going to try to make this event very, very special. And part of that was we want you to feel appreciated. We want you to walk out of here and know that you are absolutely special and you deserve every bit, and we see you. And in order to do that, we had to be able to maybe financially incentivize the program, right? Because let's be honest, in education, we don't get paid what we're worth. Everybody agree to that? So the reality is, in order for us to do that, we've got some underwriters that do a fabulous job that make sure that we can, in fact, give that money. But there is a hook to that. You have to come back next year in order to get the check at the welcome back, right? Because we want our great people to come back. So, please. I'm going to go ahead and read off some of those right now, I think. I have to have this listed so I don't forget anybody. All right. First of all, Neely Insurance and Financial Services. Solid Rock Reality. Miss Trina Wickham is the realtor. Thank her. The family of Don and Amy Smith. GH2 Architects. And Myers and Cherry Construction. Those individuals make that financial reward possible. And here's what it looks like. $500 for every one of the site teachers. And for the district teacher of the year, it is $2,500. So that's an amazing thing. Yeah, that's worth applause. So kind of an interesting thing this year, we also, at the beginning of the year, we wanted to make sure we really worked hard to try to show appreciation to the teachers. It was one of the things that we literally worked on, and we created this program called the Teacher Empowerment Program. And it was a program that, thanks to our legislators, there were some monies available, but we had to create this program. And within the program, there was a lot of guidelines and yada, 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 bore you to death. But the reality is this, we worked on it, took about 19 different formats of it, but we finally landed on one. So I believe each one of you also received a pretty good sizable amount of money in appreciation from the Teacher Empowerment Program. Is that correct? So again, congratulations to that. So that was probably, and this is going to sound silly, probably one of the greatest days of my life as an educator. Been doing this 31 years. Very seldom do we get to show appreciation financially. Not in this business. So that day was an interesting day. And for those of you that weren't there, we put on their card a little card, and we put it in a sealed envelope, and we put the amount of money that they were going to receive. And so I got to speak a little bit. I talked a little bit, and everybody was kind of going, yeah. And then it was like, okay, this is what we need you to do. Open up your envelope, and in that envelope, you're going to see an amount, and that's the amount of money that you're going to be given. When that happened, it was flood work of tears. It was emotion. It was genuine joy. It was absolutely one of the greatest days of my life that I got to see, because it was true and it was real. And so I'm just honored to be able to do that. I'm very proud of our district and what we were able to do. So all those hardworking people, thank you for making that happen. And so I know it was special to you guys too. So it was awesome. I actually heard words like life-changing, thank you, I can't believe this ever happened. Those are the things that we heard, which is exactly what we were after. Okay, in the baskets, there are baskets also, over $800 in gifts for the Site Teachers of the Year. There's a lot of really good stuff in there. I might have taken a couple of those. No, that's not true. The District Teacher of the Year will receive over $1,400 in gifts, and please don't throw away anything. Go through everything, because some things might not be as they appear, but there's some good stuff in there. Trust me. Once again, you will have to come back to the Welcome Back Rally. Here's what I wanted to tell you. Did I mention you have to come back? All right, good. One of the things that I noticed in the videos, and by the way, I think those were the 6 best videos that I've seen since I've been superintendent here. And here's why. Because of what you said. Because how unbelievable it was. The whole thing I thought of, the whole time, I have 3 grandsons in this district. I would be so honored to have all of you teach my child. That to me was everything. You guys were absolutely amazing. Here's the things that I heard. And this is absolutely what I wrote down, believe it or not, but these are things that were heard. Perseverance, showing up consistently for the students, even in challenging times, adapting to diverse learners' needs. You heard that. Your teachers were talking about that. It is built when teachers create an inclusive classroom where every student feels valued. They all mentioned that. Every one of them spoke to that. Teachers foster a connection between students, families, and educators. It's a community project, right? It takes everybody. Unbelievable. They have high standards, and they tailor the support for each and every one of them. But they do have expectations, right? They hold them to a standard of excellence. Unbelievable. Very purposeful. They inspire students to deliver and create their own passions and to contribute, making education relevant beyond test scores. I think that's really important. And of course, they're very, very innovative. In all of that, it's the relationships that make the biggest difference. Who they are to these students and what they're able to do. I don't know who it was. I think it might have been Miss Ward. They give the students what they recognize and see that their needs are. Whether it's food, whether it's clothing, whether it's a connection, it might be a phone call, it might be a note, right? Whatever students need, teachers, great teachers see it. Great ones see it. And you guys are great teachers. And the reason I know you're great teachers is because your colleagues are the ones that said you're great teachers. And we think so too. So I just want to say on behalf of the Board of Education, Central Office, myself, congratulations. Thank you. Could not have been 6 better teachers to recognize today. So thank you very much. Applause for them. The last thing, I'm going to have to read this specifically because I don't want to leave it out. The teacher's greatest legacy lives in the spirit that they cultivate, one of mutual respect, authentic care, and abiding belief in the human potential. This relationship foundation creates not just successful students, but a flourishing human being that walks across the stage, right? Who carries himself forward with a gift and a very meaningful connection. That's what you do. Very proud of you guys. So thank you. All right. So now we're getting down to why you came, right? Do we have drum roll? Oh, the envelope's gone. No, just kidding. I just want to see what you guys would do. Well, how am I supposed to do this? Okay, 6 wonderful teachers, first of all right? So I'm very proud of each and every one of you. But this year's District Teacher of the Year is Miss Leah Johnson. Congratulations. Good gracious alive. Perfect timing, Mr. Birch. Thank you, Mr. Birch. Are you surprised? Yes. I was trying to think of something. I was going to try to say something for your kids, but didn't think. Thank you. And you will also be a Jack, but you will also have to come back. All right. All right. Very good. So proud of you. All right. Speech? Speech. You think she should say yes?
Remarks by district teacher.
Remarks by teacher.
Remarks. Thank you so much. I'm really appreciative of everybody here at Claremore. It's been an honor to work here for 4 years. Congratulations to the other site teachers of the year. It was wonderful to go into your classrooms. I know that 2 of the 3 students that are filming right here today, especially these 2 up here, went into your classrooms when we came back. We just said, wow, that was fun. It's so neat to go and get to see what you all get to do every day, and it's special to see how great you are in your fields as well. Thank you to our principals. Go Zebras. Thank you.
If I could get the administrators and the site teachers of the year to go that direction. You have to go be Vanna and do some shots, photography, modeling. Take your plaque. Thank you, Melissa. Before we conclude, we want to thank everyone for coming and everyone that's contributed. If you were on the PD team, if you would stand up, they're probably up there. We need to thank them. They did hours of looking at video classrooms. They looked at essays, and they also had to take time out of their day at the end of the day to do interviews till like 6 or 7 o'clock at night. We appreciate all of them. We also want to thank all of the ZTV, Miss Johnson's kids. You guys did a great job. Thank you very much. They're the ones that go into the classroom and do all the videos. She's the leader. They follow. Also, the communication department, Jamie Brace, Chloe, and the interns for and Zong, all the digital assets and programming and overseeing the event. All of these balloons are Cedar Point. Thank them for coming, and they did all of those things for us. Also, Central Office. We have a lot of people at Central Office that helped, didn't have to, and they stepped up. Miss Vanessa Mudd is sitting over here. She's the Vanna with the technology and the computer. And then we have Miss Loretta is out there, and Amy and Phyllis. Site teachers, we already had them go there, and I'm going to have them come back and get these bags. Do not let them forget to come get these bags. And then if you want to stay and do photos, that is completely fine. I sent them first so they can get all their photos for the website and everything else. Thank you all for coming tonight.